Hi. So let's look at the VPC Subnet Lab, session number 3.1. So we'll go and create one VPC, name app VPC, define the CIDR, and under CIDR we will define the subnets under two zone, 1A and 1B. Okay. So let's go to the AWS console. Okay. There you can see the VPC tab, your VPC, create VPC. Once you create VPC, right, you will see the option VPC only and VPC and more. Okay, so VPC name is app VPC and define a CIDR. So what is the CIDR? 10.1.0.0/16. 10.1.0.0/16, right? And then create a VPC. Okay, once you create a VPC, right, then you can go and create a subnet. Once you click on a subnet, there is an option create a subnet. Okay, create subnet, and there first you have to select the VPC under which VPC you want to create the subnet. Okay, select the subnet VPC app VPC. Then you can see the CIDR over here 10.1.0.0/16, and here you can define the name of your subnet. Okay, let me just zoom. Okay, name of your subnet. My name is example public subnet, public subnet zone 1A, and here you have to select the zone in which zone these subnet will reside. 1A zone. Guys, do you see any option to select the subnet type, public, private, isolate, or VPN only? No. Okay. So it's depending on your route table association. Create subnet. Okay, sorry, my bad. Subnet ID 10.1.0/24. Create subnet. One more subnet you can create, name as a private subnet. Okay, create VPC, select the VPC, name private subnet 1A, select the zone 1A zone, then select the subnet 10.1.2.0/24. 10.1.2.0/24. Okay, if you want to create more subnet, just click on add new subnet. Add new subnet, name public subnet 1B. Okay, preference 1B, CRDR same, right? 10.1.11.0/24. Create one more subnet, add subnet, and name private subnet 1B, zone preference 1B, and subnet 10.1.12.0/24. And now create a subnet. Right, at the same time you can create a three subnets: subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3, subnet 4. Okay, now if you go to the public private subnet 1A 1B, you can see the available IP address for use. Each subnet you can see the 251 IP address, right? You can use, right, or usable IP address, 251 usable IP address. Okay, why? My subnet mask is /24. Okay, now go and create a route table, two route table. Okay, so route table, and here you can, the by default, whenever you create any VPC, you will see the main route table, right? So route table, I have a separate deep dive session. Create route table, name as a app public RTB, then select the VPC and create the route table. Right, this is the route table. Okay, 1A public RTB or app, whatever. Then create a one more route table, right? Name app private RTB. Select the VPC app VPC and create a route table. So see, I have a two route table, one app public private route table and a private RTB. Then associate the subnet. So what happened guys here? 10.1.1.0/24, one A public subnet, and 10.1.11.0/24, one B public subnet. Associate with the public route table. How to do the association? Go to the public route table, subnet association, and select the subnet. 10.1.1. See edit subnet association and select the subnet 1.1.0/24, and another is a 10.1.11.0/24. Okay, save association. Right now, guys, tell me, does this route table have or has any default route pointing towards IGW? No. It means currently these are my private subnet. Right? As soon as we add a default route towards the IGW, then it will call it as a public subnet. But as of now, in my public route table, I don't have any default route towards the IGW. So this subnets now called as a public subnet. Okay. So go to the create IGW, right? You have to first create IGW and then you can add a default route. Create IGW, name app VPC IGW. Okay. Create IGW, attach to the VPC, which VPC you want to attach, app VPC you want to attach. Once you attach, then go to the route table. Under public route table, add a default route. Under route, you can edit the route, right? And then add the route. Add route, add the route 0.0.0.0/0 and next stop IGW, internet gateway. So you can see the internet gateway over here. Okay, and just save. So what is happening here goes now? You have a default route pointing towards the IGW. It means the subnet associated with the route table now called as a public subnet. Remember, we do not have any option to select the subnet type. It's completely depending on the route table. Now tell me guys, there's a one more route table we have, private route table. Let's associate the private subnet, right, with the private route table. Edit subnet and select the 10.1.2.0, 10.1.12.0, right? Save the association. Now what happening over here? In this route table, name app private route table doesn't have any default route pointing towards the IGW. Very simple fundamental guys, right? If you try to access the internet, right, from the VM associated with the subnet 10.1.1.0 will have an internet access, right? But the VM under subnet 10.1.2.0 or 12.0 will not have a directly internet access. So how we will go and allow the internet access to the private subnet through the NAT gateway? We'll see it later. There's a one more fundamental guys, right? We learn in the session number 3, name as a reservation, subnet reservation. Okay. So do one thing, go to the subnet, tell me how many IP address currently we have in the 10.1.1.0/24 network, usable IP address 251, right? But first 128 IP address nobody should use, 10.1.1.0 to 10.1.1.127 nobody should use. What I will do? I will do the subnet reservation. Click on the subnet action and click on the CIDR reservation. Okay, and now you can add reservation, and here you can define 10.1.1.0/25 subnet mask. Okay, add. So now how many subnet you have reserved? Only one subnet, 10.1.1.0/25, in which I am getting a 128 block size, 20/25 means. Okay, so go back to the subnet, and here you can see the, not subnet, yeah, go back to the subnet and now see there is only 123 IP address for use. Why? Because within the slash 24 10.1.1.0 slash 24, you have reservoir 10.1.1.10 slash 25. Means 120 IP address you cannot use, and the first 5 address you cannot use. So 120 minus 5, 123 only usable IP address you have it in the this subnet 10.1.1.0 slash 24. Whenever you assign these subnets to the any VM, what will happen? That VM will get IP address from 10.1.1.129 onward. Clear? Right? Perfect. So the question is, then what will be the default gateway? Of course, subnet is 10.1.1.0 slash 24, right? So your default gateway always be your first IP address of the subnet. 10.1.1.1 will be your default gateway, right? Perfect. So this is a very small lab, guys, to demonstrate you the private subnet and the public subnet. If I will have a both subnet in the one route table, and that route table doesn't have any route towards the IGW, NAT gateway, VPN, we call it as a isolated subnet. Clear? Okay, let me show you. Go to the route table. Okay, uh, just remove the subnet association from the public route table. Edit association, just uncheck the subnet. Okay, then go to the private route table, subnet association, edit association, uncheck the subnet. Okay, and go to the your main route table. Yeah, main route table. Here is your main route table. Associate the subnet, all 4 subnet. Okay, now you have associate all your 4 subnet under a main route table, and this main route table doesn't have any route for the IGW and NAT gateway, VPN. It is only association of the subnets, no route to the external subnets or any other subnet than this subnet, called as a isolated subnet. So the subnet type is always defined based on the routing table. Thank you so much. Bye bye.